YouTube, what's going on? If you're new here, my name's Roger. I own a company called QVO Tactical where we make holsters and gear and also film content for this channel. I'm very excited about today's video as it has taken a lot of time and a lot of effort to get this video made. Today we are going to review the Elf Owl bolt action pistol. Yes, that's right, I said pistol from JTAC Industries. As always, in the interest of full transparency, I like to tell you all how I came about getting this gun in for review. Our good friend Ben Brown, you all may know him from Wiseman Company. Well, Ben also works for JTAC Industries. Ben was kind enough to reach out and ask if I'd like to check one of these out for review. So of course I said yes. I mean, who wouldn't want a bolt action sniper pistol? So they sent an Elf Owl out to me in the configuration that I requested free of charge. So huge shout out, huge thank you to Ben and JTAC Industries for their support with our channel. Okay, so moving on. Let's get into a few of the specs on this platform. The JTAC Industries Elf Owl is a bolt-action platform utilizing the JTAC chassis in conjunction with the Howa Mini Action. It is offered as a rifle or pistol in 7.62x39, 300 Blackout, 223, and 6.5 Grendel calibers. Now, they offer a variety of configurations in regards to barrel length, stock, brace setup, and handguard length. In the interest of not boring you with a bunch of data, I'll showcase the specs I went with and let you check out their website for the many other configurations that they offer. Their website is easy to use and allows you to custom build yours to your specs, including Cerakote. Now, I went with the 6.5-inch pistol version utilizing the 1913 rail adapter. I also asked for the tailhook version, but I'll explain later why I went with the SB Tactical folding brace instead. In addition to that, I chose the 0 MOA Picatinny top rail so that I could mount the primary arms 3-18 first focal plane scope via the Bobro Engineering compact dual lever low mount. I know typically most people go with an LPVO for this type of setup, but I really wanted something that I could use to get up close and personal. More on this scope later. I also went with the Ergo pistol grip because I prefer more of a straight vertical angle on my guns. I chose the 7.5-inch suppressor compatible handguard. Something to note here, this handguard allows for suppressors with a 1.5-inch diameter to be installed. It gives it a clean recessed suppressor look and keeps the platform compact. I did run into an issue with my locking ring on my Surefire SOCOM 300 SPS suppressor though. It didn't clear the rail. I still wanted to keep the aesthetic of the platform, so I reached out to my buddies over at Venturi Munitions and I asked them to laser cut the rail to allow the retaining ring to work. I want everyone to understand this before purchasing this setup if you intend to suppress it. If your suppressor isn't truly under the 1.5-inch diameter, it might be best to go with the shorter handguard or the longer 9-inch barrel. That's just my 2 cents on that. Now, with having the recessed suppressor, I know some will worry about the heat transfer to the handguard. I added some rail scale mini dots to accommodate for that, and with this being a bolt action gun, the heat transfer wasn't an issue at all. And since the handguard is M-LOK compatible, I added the Magpul bipod to give us a more stable platform while shooting from the prone position. Lastly, I chose the standard black Cerakote option to keep everything on the same color profile. For those wondering about cost, for the way I configured it, including the SB Tactical brace, you'd be looking at a price point of about $1,300 when ordered on the JTAC Industries website. From there, you'd have to add your scope, your mount, suppressor, and other accessories. Now let's get to the range footage. My buddies Chris and Eric came out with me to shoot this video, and honestly guys, we had a blast. Not to get ahead of myself, but in my opinion, the Elf Owl is worth every penny. I haven't had this much fun on the range in a long time. I know we are not known for our long range shooting, and I know for those versed in the bolt action world, this isn't technically long range. However, it does amaze me that with a compact platform that fits in my Vertex Gamut backpack, with a suppressor attached, that I can reach out to 275 yards plus consistently with a caliber that is hearing safe when suppressed. All right, Chris is gonna try the C-Zone TA Target steel at about 276 yards. Go for it, buddy. Hey-o. Now I know this is when the keyboard commandos out there on the internet are going to jump in with a comment.
Why you need this?
To that I say, because it's awesome. Because I want one, and because it's ninja compact and ninja quiet.
So are you a ninja?
Yes. Yes, I am.
On a serious note though, I do want to mention that here in Las Vegas, SWAT snipers are zeroing their rifles out to 100 yards. And you might ask, why such a short distance? Well, when you think about the environment that we live in here in Las Vegas, you most likely wouldn't be shooting out past that distance. One of the major hostage sniper incidents that took place in the last few years here in Vegas ended up only being a 32-yard shot by a police sniper. So in my opinion, these are some things to consider. Again, I am new to the bolt gun long range world, and these are just my thoughts. If you're trying to get that 1 mile shot, this probably won't be the caliber to use. I'm honestly stoked that I was able to get past 200 yards. With everyone I talked to, they explained to me that with a 300 Blackout subsonic round, the bullet drop would be so significant due to the loss of velocity that it would be difficult to get those shots at 200 yards plus. That's where the primary arms 3 to 18 millimeter scope comes into play. We zeroed our Elf Owl at 100 yards using this scope and the 220 grain subsonic 300 Blackout ammunition from TA Targets. Once zero was established on paper, we confirmed by shooting the modified A-Zone steel target also from TA Targets. This target at 100 yards is small. It comes in at 6 inches wide and 17 inches tall. Here's a photo of Guy holding the target to his body to give you all some perspective on how small this target really is. Now here are some shots through the optic to show how easy it was to consistently hit the target at 100 yards. Even while standing, I was able to get the shot on the A-Zone steel at 100 yards. 100-yard shot, TA Targets, A-Zone steel, JTAC Industries Elf Owl 6.5 inch 300 Blackout with a primary arms, first focal plane, 3 to 18. Here we go. Hey-o! Okay, so back to hitting 275 yards and why this scope is awesome. Using the bullet data such as caliber and weight, my buddy Dimitri was able to use an app to calculate the holdover points with the zero at 100 yards. This primary arm scope uses the R-Grid 2B reticle, and as you can see from this photo, for us to hit at 275 yards, we would need to move the holdover about 10 to 11 mil down. It is noted here as 277 yards. We simply followed this scope data, or DOPE, and it was easy to consistently hit the C-Zone TA Target steel at 275 yards. I was able to do it, Chris was able to do it, and even Eric was able to do it, being a wrong-handed person, a lefty. And again, for reference, here's Guy holding the C-Zone steel against his body. It is still smaller than a person, and at 275 yards, it is tiny. A couple of other cool features about this scope: the reticle has 6 different illumination settings. It is covered by their lifetime warranty, and since it is a first focal plane scope, the reticle will magnify as you increase the magnification. I do want to mention some of the other gear we used in this video, as I know we will get questions down below in the comments. In this configuration with the Surefire SOCOM 300 SPS suppressor attached, it will fit into a Vertex Gamut backpack with the brace folded to the side. The mat we were using is the deluxe padded mat from Savior Equipment. I think this is a must when shooting prone. I met with them during an event at SHOT Show and they were nice enough to send us this mat for the video. I really like it because of its compact design with built-in buckles. It makes it super easy to secure and roll up, and the price point of only 60 bucks. We also use the Bog Hunt Death Grip tripod when shooting from the standing position. This is definitely worth picking up on Amazon for about $125 as it makes shooting stable while standing up much more manageable. Now, real quick before we end this review, I want to share some learning experiences that we came across while filming this video. So this was actually our second video attempt on this platform. We originally shot the video using 500 rounds of the Modern International 220 grain subsonic ammo. There were so many inconsistencies with this ammo in regards to zeroing, sound suppression, and hitting the target consistently at distance. I used this ammo in our Battle Arms Silent Professional video, and it too gave us problems there. Initially, I thought it was because of the shorter round, but I'm now realizing that this is the cheapest subsonic 300 Blackout ammo on the market, and there's a reason why. It doesn't work. I ended up purchasing about 500 rounds of the new TA Targets 220 grain subsonic 300 Blackout ammo, and it worked very well, as you all just saw. Also, if you don't have four-wheel drive like me and you get stuck in the desert because you drove off of the laid out dirt path, you can use your TA Targets A-Zone Steel as a ramp to get you out of the dirt so you're not stranded. We all know TA Targets, awesome for shooting, but they are also awesome for this. When you get stuck, you can lay it horizontally to give your truck some traction to get out of this hole. Hey-o! You also might remember me saying earlier that I preferred the SB Tactical brace over the tail hook earlier. The reason is because of the cheek weld. The tail hook uses a rod system which is super compact and it does look really cool. However, the rods against my face just wasn't very pleasant. I reached out to my buddy Jason over at SB Tactical and he told me of the new aluminum FS 1913 brace they had coming out. He was nice enough to send us that in for this review. I personally love it. It folds, making it more compact, and it's much nicer against the face. It's just easier to shoot with and much more comfortable. When choosing a scope mount, I recommend something very low profile, especially when using this Elf Owl in this compact configuration. I reached out to Barrera Engineering when building the setup, and I'm glad they recommended their compact dual lever low mount. This is a perfect mounting option due to the minimal rail space on the Elf Owl compact platform. I didn't experience any neck strain, and it was very easy to mount. Well guys, that is it for our review on the Elf Owl from JTAC Industries. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you like what you saw, please give us a thumbs up down below. If you're new here, please consider subscribing as we post new videos every week. If you want to support our content, please check out our Patreon link down below. Members of our Patreon squad get first access to new content, new gear, discounts, and giveaways. It's because of them that we can continue to create these videos for all of you guys to check out. Also, again, big shout out to JTAC Industries and Ben over at Wiseman Company and JTAC. Can't thank you guys enough for sending this out. Had a blast shooting it. Looking forward to doing more work in the future, and congrats on the launch. As always guys, I appreciate you checking out the video, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, check this out. When you're in no, leave it. Is it going to start recording?
Yes.
Okay. When you have to work during the quarantine, you can wear shorts and your flannel during your video.